The Forgotten Hotel Room. The Grand Elysium Hotel stood as a beacon of opulence in the heart of the city, its towering facade gleaming under the moonlight. It was a place where the wealthy and powerful came to indulge, to escape, and to forget. But there was one secret the hotel kept buried deep within its walls, a secret that only revealed itself under the full moon. The hotel had no 13th floor, at least, not officially. The elevator buttons skipped from 12 to 14, and the staff would politely dismiss any inquiries about it. But on the night of a full moon, something strange would happen. Those who wandered the halls too late, their minds clouded by wine or curiosity, would sometimes notice an extra button glowing faintly in the elevator. 3. It was on such a night that Eleanor Carter, a travel writer with a penchant for the mysterious, found herself stepping into the elevator. She had been staying at the Grand Elysium for a week, researching an article on luxury hotels. But something about the place had always felt off. The staff were too polite, their smiles too practiced. The corridors seemed to stretch longer at night, the shadows deeper. When the elevator doors closed, Eleanor noticed the button. 13. She hadn't seen it before. Her heart quickened, but curiosity got the better of her. She pressed it. The elevator shuddered, then began to ascend. The air grew colder, the light dimmer. When the doors opened, she found herself on a floor that shouldn't exist. The hallway was lined with faded wallpaper, its pattern peeling at the edges. The carpet was threadbare, the air thick with the scent of mildew and something metallic. At the end of the hall was a single door, its number barely legible. 3. Eleanor hesitated. Every instinct told her to turn back, but the writer in her couldn't resist. She approached the door, her footsteps echoing in the silence. The knob turned easily, and she stepped inside. The room was unlike anything she had ever seen. It was both luxurious and decaying, as if frozen in time. A grand chandelier hung from the ceiling, its crystals dull and cracked. The furniture was ornate but covered in a thick layer of dust, and yet there was something familiar about it. Something that tugged at the edges of her memory. As she moved further into the room, the door slammed shut behind her. She spun around, her breath catching in her throat. The room seemed to shift, the walls closing in. And then, she saw them. Shadows moved in the corners, taking shape. Figures emerged, their faces twisted with anguish. They were her greatest fears, brought to life. The fear of failure, of loneliness, of dying unknown and unloved. They whispered to her, their voices a cacophony of her own insecurities. But it wasn't just her fears that materialized. Her deepest desires appeared too. Visions of success, of love, of a life free from regret. They were tantalizing, almost within reach. But as she reached out, they dissolved into smoke, leaving her empty-handed. Eleanor fell to her knees, overwhelmed. The room was a mirror, reflecting the truth she had spent her life running from. She had always been chasing something: success, validation, meaning. But she had never stopped to ask herself why. The shadows closed in, their whispers growing louder. She screamed, but no sound came out. The room was consuming her, forcing her to confront the truth. And then, silence. The next morning, the staff of the Grand Elysium found the elevator stuck between floors. When they pried the doors open, they found it empty. There was no sign of Eleanor Carter, no trace of her ever having been there. But on the 13th floor, in room 1313, the dust on the furniture was disturbed, as if someone had sat there. And on the desk, a single sheet of paper lay waiting. It was a story, written in Eleanor's hand, about a woman who disappeared into a forgotten hotel room, never to be seen again. The staff burned the paper and sealed the room. But on the next full moon, the button would glow once more, waiting for the next curious soul to press it. The Grand Elysium Hotel still stands, its grandeur untouched by time. But if you find yourself there on a full moon, beware the elevator. If you see the button for the 13th floor, resist the urge to press it. For room 1313 is not a place of escape, but of reckoning. It is a mirror, and not everyone can bear to see what it reflects. And if you do venture there, remember this: some doors are better left unopened, and some truths are better left unknown. Because once you step inside, you may never leave. Sleep well, dear traveler, if you can. If you found yourself gripped by this tale of the forgotten hotel room and its chilling secrets, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another spine-tingling story. Have you ever felt a cold draft in a sealed room or noticed a door that shouldn't be there? Share your eerie encounters in the comments below. And if you're brave enough, delve into our other haunting tales. Until next time, stay curious. And remember, not all floors are meant to be found. Watch your step and your shadow.